Boss, I'm very excited today because I want to share something important with you. And this is how to properly apply for a Navy Federal Pledge Loan and boost your FICO score ASAP. Fantastic topic. Stick around till the end of today's conversation.
One in a million, one in a million, one in a million. You know they're coming up to me, cause I'm just the kind of flower that's stinging from the beat, but the rhythm's getting higher. Go, 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 go. One in a million, one in a million, one in a million, one in a million, one in a million.
Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous if you're to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka. Now let's roll. In today's discussion, I want to talk to you about how to properly apply for a Navy Federal Pledge Loan and, most importantly, boost your FICO score, okay? The first thing I want to talk to you about, first of all, I want to give you the steps, okay? In everything we do on this show, we are talking about a method. You got to be methodical. You got to have steps. You got to have a formula for success. And the first step is eligibility. You want to determine if you are eligible. So what is that? Well, your Navy Fed membership must be in good standing. In other words, we don't want to have any issues in your membership. Okay, you must have Navy Fed checking and or savings account in good standing. Also, we're talking about trying to avoid things like NSF, overdrafts, non-sufficient funds, and all that kind of stuff, crazy stuff. You don't want that. You must be 18 years or older and be the owner or joint owner of the certificate. Okay, and if there is a joint owner, you want to seek the approval of the other party before applying. This is very important because Navy Fed is going to require 2 signatures on that pledge loan. Okay, you need to have a Navy Fed certificate that can be pledged as collateral. Okay, we're talking about 3, 6, 9, 12, 18, and 24 month short-term certificates. We're talking about 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7-year long-term certificates. And we're talking about 1,000, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, and 100,000 minimum certificates. Okay, so here are the available certificates. Here is the first screenshot, the second screenshot, the third screenshot, and the fourth screenshot. Okay, and when we talk about Navy Fed pledge loan accounts, certain accounts are not eligible. Okay, so the accounts that are not eligible include 3-year variable rate certificates, easy start certificates, custom club accounts, custodial accounts. All IRAs, ESA accounts are not eligible. Okay, and the cool thing is that there is a maximum of 1 loan per certificate. So very important. So you need to seek eligibility. You need to determine if you are eligible for the Navy Fed pledge loan. That's the first step. The second step is the amount. Okay, and we're talking about making sure that you decide how much you can borrow. Boss, let that sink in. Determine how much you can borrow. Simply because this is a secured loan doesn't mean you could just apply for any amount, because you have to repay the loan. You have to pay it back. And repayment has what? Budgetary implications. In other words, you're going to have to find the cash in your budget, right? So finding the right pledge loan starts with you knowing how much you need and what your current financial situation is. Okay, it's very important. Knowing this information is crucial so that you can stay within your means and ensuring that you meet monthly repayments in full and on time. When we talk about Navy Fed pledge loan, the repayment process has implications on your DTI. Remember that, your debt to income ratio. Okay, your DTI is going to actually it's going to be affected because you're going to have to take some cash elsewhere, whatever. So this is why I'm just telling you, make sure that you run the numbers properly. Run the numbers, okay? Or do you want to apply for a 1,000 Navy Fed a pledge loan, a 5,000, 10,000? What are the repayments amounts? 100. Can you afford that? 200? Can you afford it? Does your budget currently afford that? So those are things I want you to think about, okay? And it's really important to think about the impact on your other accounts. In other words, you have to stay. You still have to pay your other credit card balances and loans if you have them, right? So that cash must be allocated properly so that you don't default on any credit products that you have, boss. And this is important. And in case you have a co-card holdership relationship, in other words, your husband or your wife is also using if they also have a Navy Fed membership, okay, and they have a say in whatever decision you make. In other words, if you have a co-signer on the loan, make sure that you get their agreement also, because Navy Fed is going to ask you for that. They might ask to have the signature of a co-owner. This is really important. So this has to be a decision that has to be made at the household level, not individually. Of course, if this applies to your relationship. Now, the third thing I want you to think about is loan proceeds. Okay, this is important. Hold your horses. Can you believe that some people apply for a loan, they get a loan, and they have no idea how to use it, how to use the loan? Now, in this case, you have to think strategically here. Remember, unless you need the cash, you need to think about how you're going to actually park the loan proceeds. The reason why I'm just saying this is because a lot of folks use the Navy Fed pledge loan for FICO score improvement purposes. It's a hack. Okay, people don't need the money; they just want to use the little trick to actually have a 100 plus score bump. Do it for 3 months or 1 month or 6 months or whatnot, and pay the loan back and get the FICO score uptick, and that's it. But if you really need the money, if you really need the money, in other words, you just have to take care of some emergency or whatever, you have to upgrade your basement, or you have to take care of that vacation that you have promised to your kids or husband or wife for a long time, then you gotta be clear about how you're gonna use the loan proceeds. Okay, you need to set up how you will receive the funds from Navy Fed also. Very important. You can choose to have the funds deposited into your Navy Fed savings, checking, or money market savings account. You can have the funds disbursed to you at a Navy Federal branch. You can have the funds mailed to you as a draft, or you can have the funds bank wired to another financial institution. This is totally up to you. Now, there is an important approach to have, and I want to share with you the approach. The approach is, first, you want to identify how you're going to use the money. Number one. Number two, you need to identify whether or not you want to use all of it or part of it. In other words, you can say, you know what, I'm just getting a 10 grand Navy Fed pledge loan. I'm going to use only 5,000, and I'm going to put the other 5,000 in a savings account. I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to use that 5,000 to repay the loan, at least at the beginning. And the approach also is to think about how this will affect your DTI and your CUR, your credit utilization ratio, and your debt to income ratio. Those two elements, they affect not only your FICO score, but also your Navy Federal internal score. Okay, it's really important. So think about that. Now, I want to talk to you about your credit score, boss. Oh yeah. I want to take, because as I said before, as a secured loan, the Navy Fed pledge loan doesn't require a hard pull, but you want to check your credit score anyway, so you can see the before and the after effect on having the loan. Okay, and people use the loan, as I said before, as a hack to bump up their credit score. So you definitely want to see by how much you would have increased your FICO score at the maturity of the loan, assuming you wait till the end of the term to repay the loan. As I've said before, people actually pay the loan within 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, even though the loan has a tenor of 5 years. Okay, it really depends on you. But the cool thing is that we love the fact that it is actually a win-win. In other words, when you apply for the loan, there is no hard pull, so your credit score doesn't go down. But if you use the loan responsibly, there is a potential bump in your credit score. So that's a win-win. Okay, but don't take that for granted though. Do not take it for granted. You want to do things strategically, and part of that strategy is you want to check your credit score before applying. And obviously, you can check your credit score several ways. You can, and there are a lot of free FICO score providers out there, and including Navy Fed. If you have a Navy Fed credit card, you can check your credit score for free. Actually, yeah. If you don't have a card with them right now, you can actually go to Credit Karma. You can go to Wallet Hub. You can go to Nerd Wallet. You can go to CreditWise from Capital One, or you can even go to a website called annualcreditreport.com. There's a website that allows you to check your credit score for free from all the three bureaus once a year. Okay, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. And this is kind of cool. And I want to give you a few pro tips. The thing with credit scores and Navy Fed pledge loan is that there is, I would say, a mutual interaction. Those two are correlated, okay? And you really want to track your improvement in terms of FICO score throughout the loan repayment process. Don't just wait at the end. No, you want to check this every month. I made my payments. Was the payment reported? Yes. Okay. Do I see an improvement in my credit score? Yes. Okay. And you do the same thing for the next month, and on and on and on and on. It has to be continuous. I want to talk to you about information. All right. Now, you got to provide the necessary documentation to Navy Fed. I mean, this is a secure loan, that's true, but they still need to get some information from you, right? And it's really important when we talk about the application process. Please don't make boo-boos after boo-boos after boo-boos after boo-boos, okay? The thing here is you want to provide the proper information. You want to actually follow up if they ask questions. Because the thing is, Navy Fed is well known. Their reps are known for being persistent when they need information from you. Don't ghost them. You want to really get back to them ASAP. Okay, provide the necessary information. Now, every lender is different when it comes to what you need to apply for a loan. So once you submit your application, Navy Fed will likely ask you to provide some additional documentation. Even if this is a secured loan, they might have some internal processes whereby they need to record information on any lender. Okay, very important. And as part of that, they might ask you for your financial. They might ask about your financial situation, because a lot of people believe that the Navy Fed pledge loan being a secure loan, you can just walk into a branch or be on the phone and just get the loan, and they ain't asking for anything else. No, in some cases they will ask for your financial information also for Navy Fed to update their records. Okay, they might ask for your employment, your job history, how much you're making. Okay, whatever expenses you have. Okay, not always, but in some cases they do. Okay, so especially if you are applying for a large amount, in other words, if your pledge loan is around 25 grand or 50 grand, they want to make sure that you have the ability to pay the loan back. It's very important. So you want to gather what you need in terms of paperwork before applying. I'm talking about your recent tax documents, your bank statements, especially if you have outside accounts. Okay, and Navy Fed has no visibility into your finances, and they might ask also for your financial statements in some cases. So it's totally up to. It depends on the amount you want to borrow, and it depends on the location of the branch where you apply. Very important. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. I'm still talking to you in today's conversation about how to properly apply for a Navy Federal pledge loan, okay? And I want to talk to you now about repayment. You know, there is one thing that pisses me off like crazy. It really pisses me off. Some people apply for a loan and they have no idea how to repay the loan. Can you believe that? That's just crazy. It's like, okay, they get the loan, they get the money, and they spend the money on whatever they have to spend the money on, right? And they just turn around and they have no clue how that payment, how that repayment fits into the budget. That really, it just irks me. All right. So the whole thing is that in this conversation, in this part of the conversation, boss, I want you to do one thing. I want you to set up how you will repay the loan. Now, you can choose to make payments through direct deposit, automatic transfer from checking or savings. You can do it through Navy Federal online, at a Navy Federal ATM or branch, mall, for example. You can go. You can even go to whatever works for you. Okay, or you can even pay. You can make payments through dividends earned on your certificates. Yeah, those can be used toward paying your loan. Okay, so there is no penalty for paying off your loan early. So you have a lot of flexibility here. But the bottom line is money, money, money. It's all about cash inflows and cash outflows. Boss, I want you to answer a specific question. Have you thought about how you will repay your Navy Fed pledge loan? Do you have a plan? Because, everything in this world, including personal credit or business credit for that matter, is all about causes and effects. Causes and effects. Logic. I call it country logic. Okay? In other words, you get the loan and you need to be able to repay it so you can reap the benefits of having a high FICO score. So, money, money, money. Is your financial situation positive enough to accommodate the repayment? If yes, go ahead and do whatever you got to do. If no, think twice before applying for a Navy Federal pledge loan. Very, very important. I want to end today's conversation with the application process, the actual application process. Okay, and so you need to fill out and submit an application. I've said before, you can do it at a branch, you can do it over the phone, you can do it online. It's totally up to you. Okay. Well, before I speak about the application, I want you to bear with me here. Bear with me. Before I speak about the application, I want to make sure, once again, that you have thought about how you're going to repay the loan. A lot of people just take the cash, they put it in a savings account, they wait for 2 or 3 months, and they just take that money and pay the loan back. That's it. They don't spend the money. If you ever thought about spending the money, I want you to do me a favor and think about how you're going to repay the loan. Very important. So once you have settled on the right Navy Fed pledge loan, it's time to apply, right? So you can apply by phone. So 1-888-842-6328. Okay. One thing you need to understand is that you usually would not have to fax over any documents if you apply online, but you should check this before you apply. Okay. Turnaround time for approval and receiving your funds differs. Time frames fluctuate from a few hours to a few weeks. It really depends on the backlog of transactions they have to deal with. Okay, so you can apply by phone through the number I gave you. So for toll-free numbers when overseas, you want to visit NavyFederal.org, but you can also try collect internationally. 1-703-255-8837. The number for the collect call again is 1-703-255-8837. And for the hearing impaired, you can try 1-888-869-5863. Okay, or you can also apply online at NavyFederal.org. This is the most I would say convenient. You can also visit a branch if you are lucky to be in the vicinity of one. Just visit a branch. So big decision time, boss. Big decision time. How are you going to apply for this Navy Federal pledge loan? Have you thought about it? Which way is more convenient to you? Our preference is to do things online. Unless you have questions, it's just a lot better to go to a branch. Now, some branches are really, really busy, but if you are lucky to live in a neighborhood that's not that busy in terms of foot traffic at a branch, then go ahead and go to the branch. All right. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was just talking to you about Navy Federal Pledge Loan, how to properly apply and bump up your score. Okay, so I gave you the steps. So you need to think about eligibility, think about the amount, think about the loan proceeds, think about your credit score, think about the information required, think about the repayment process, and last but not the least, the application itself. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.